I know it sounds so hacky and cliche to say, but the work is the reward. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just working. I've never been about awards. I mean, honestly, I'm not driven by that. Knowing I am who I am, and knowing that, knowing that I have a voice. The only thing I can be right now is just to be myself. You don't have to be this safe.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not. It's not illegal to pursue your dreams.
Right.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 and 9. For my top 10, top 10, 9 and 9. This one's for my top 10.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So get ready to pursue your dreams, don't overthink things, and look at the work as the reward with Ken Jeong and my take on his top 10 rules of success to give you the confidence, motivation, and belief that you need. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Pursue your dreams.
I think it was 2006 when I filmed Knocked Up, and that was such a lot of stuff I say in my special it is based on elements of truth. I mean, I really felt like at that time, if all I was ever known as Dr. Cooney from Knocked Up, it's a Judd Apatow movie, a #1 movie in the box office, and it's to me that was still like that was beyond my dreams, just to be at the very least, if you're at a Rite Aid and someone would say, I saw you in the mill, good job. I think as a performer, really all I ever wanted was a pat on the back. If you had that, you know what? And even if you didn't know my name, it was totally fine. It was like, you're great in that, in that movie or that thing. And that's kind of all I was kind of shooting for, to be honest. And it was kind of like I wanted, and later in life, I quit my medical job at, I think 37, and so I knew that I wanted to be a character actor. That was the goal. Is like I had a love and a passion for performing, and I think that just kind of, that really informed me, and to have a wife that was so supportive. And then the truth of the matter, I was very insecure about leaving I had a steady day job at Kaiser Permanente, this HMO in LA, and my wife also works there to this day. And I was a partner there. I was tenured.
Wow.
So,
What kind of going away party was that?
It was.
People were like, yeah, we're going to see you on Monday. We know that. You know
what? To your point, there were younger doctors who were like friends of me and Tran that would say, we get it. We know, you're a comedian at heart. And then there were older generation of doctors like, God, that's really risky. I don't know if, why are you doing this? You you have a pension, you have a 401k and a Keogh plan, it's like, why? Why?
Right.
And it did, I won't lie to you, I mean, it scared me because you just don't know if I would, but I just felt, I don't know. I felt like it was the time. I felt like Knocked Up, which I had booked, by the way, while still having my day job. So that was how cautious I was. I actually filmed Knocked Up, while I was still a doctor. I was a doctor playing a doctor. So shows you my range now. But I was very cautious, and it was actually my wife who really was like, you don't have to be this safe.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not, it's not illegal to pursue your dreams,
Rule number 2, don't overthink things.
Life is, it's the whole adage of life is short, so you might as well, while you're here, just make the most of whatever opportunity you got. And I definitely channeled that in the Hangover movies, because it was like that right there is just kind of, when I think about it, it's complicated for me to watch it, because especially the first one, because I end up thinking about Tran a lot, and then but also on a positive side, I end up thinking like, wow, this is just don't think sometimes, just do it, don't overthink.
Rule number 3, look at the work as the reward.
I know it sounds so
hacking cliche to say, but the work is the reward. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just working. I've never been about awards. I mean, honestly, I'm not driven by that, because to me, if I'm working, if I'm happy, that honestly, that is because it's so tough in this business, especially as an Asian American getting any work, especially with my look. You know, it's just like I mean, for me to be working at all is, and a guy who had another career before that, I feel like I'm a walking miracle. You know, in so many ways that I honestly don't need anything to validate that except more work. I just want to keep flowing.
Rule number 4, develop a good work ethic.
A lot of people don't know this. I was very serious and very intense.
Oh, yeah?
I was very serious and very intense, and I think that, you know, I think that's kind of how I am in terms of my own work ethic. Even with comedy, I think I'm just very serious and very, very, very focused, and I was very self-aware that, like, I was doing stand-up comedy on the side, and it was still like a hobby of mine, but I did not. But a lot of patients and nurses, you know, they were shocked. I was just really serious, and I did. It's like I would definitely compensate to a degree where I didn't want anyone to know I was doing comedy because I did want to be. You know, medicine is life and death. You know, so you know, it's nothing to be to be trifled with at all. So I remember hearing an NPR interview with Will Ferrell that. He said, like, in his early days, he was like a bank teller, and he was doing some stand-up comedy or taking some improv classes. And while he was working at that bank, it was like, did you ever joke? You know, I think Terry Gross said, "Do you ever joke around?" Will was like, "No, I never." It sounds, you know, and I totally get it. I totally understand. It's like you would bottle all it up, and save it for the stage.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
I look at the world through a lens of comedy, right? So my natural reaction is always, no matter when something happens and I can't even help it, it's, why is that funny?
Everybody that's successful lays a blueprint out. You laid the blueprint out.
Playing these characters and doing this, it's been a great combination, like a really good year to just push the envelope. And I think that's always what I want to do.
Rule number 5, just be yourself.
Knowing I am who I am, and knowing that, knowing that I have a voice. The only thing I can be right now is just to be myself, and to have my work express whatever I'm thinking, and that's why I like stand-up. Maybe that's why I like stand-up so much, because it's the only time, like in my art, that I'm kind of being as close to myself as possible.
Rule number 6, aim for the next level.
The way I look at my career is everything's an audition. Ride Along 2 is an audition. Any performance, life is an audition to get other stuff in life. So, like, I look at every episode of Dr. Ken is an audition to keep it going to the next level. So I think every step auditioning is basically trying to prove yourself, and I believe everything
with your work that is an audition.
Everything in your work is an audition for the next level.
Rule number 7, find your passion.
I really the goal was really to act, and I think that's why I didn't really pursue headlining in comedy that much. I thought, like, at that time I was good enough to get a theatrical manager, theatrical agent, and that led me ultimately to getting the part of Dr. Cooney in Knocked Up. So I really wanted, if I was going to leave my job, I thought it was going to be more for acting, and that was really my biggest passion. And to me, that was I was actually offered to go on tour with I was actually George Lopez's opening act. This is like in 2005, and I remember doing some amazing. Still, the biggest venue I've ever performed in my life was the Arrowhead Pond that George headlined. 13,000 people. Wow. I was the first one that went up. There were like maybe 3 comics. I was the very first that went up, and I didn't bomb that bad. I just remember I didn't do well. Trust me, but it wasn't as horrible as I thought it would be. It was definitely nerve-wracking, but no. I didn't know if I. At that time, I wasn't even married and had no kids, and I didn't feel like I had lived a life yet that I felt like was worth talking about for an hour. I didn't feel like I experienced a lot of things that were unique, or maybe my inability to do so. But I felt like coming back full circle and doing stand-up, I felt like, and not having done it for 10 years, I was like, I think I have some stuff to talk about and some stuff I've gone through.
Rule number 8, don't be selfish.
Yeah, Crazy Rich Asians, that is like the first project, the first major movie that's become this global hit where I don't think about, oh, what's in it for me? You know, it's the first movie I've done where that has really hit, where I'm like, I am so happy for the movement as opposed to the movie. John Chu, the director, is like, this is not a movie, it's a movement. Right. And we're all drinking off of that Kool-Aid while we're filming it. This is not about, I mean, we all knew it's really not about us. It's not how to get to that, at least for me, it's not how to get to that next level. It's like, I have friends of mine that I've quietly kind of produced other, like very talented Asian American filmmakers, and I've quietly produced and even financed some independent movies. And one of them went to Sundance, is Advantageous, this Asian American coming of age drama. It was like my first really dramatic role, and it won a jury award at Sundance. And it was like, I really have evolved. I think the older I get, and as my kids get older, if they want to get into the business, I think about their future, and I think that show business, when approached correctly, is so rewarding.
Rule number 9, have no regrets.
I think the biggest mislead was like, I think I had like some sort of, I don't know, like dissociative fugue and say, oh, you know, I'm just going to be an actor. No, I was doing theater in college. I was doing stand-up comedy, med school as a hobby. So all of my friends in medicine and my wife, who's a doctor, they were like, all of my friends were just like, when I said I was going to act full time, they're all like, yeah, we saw that coming. You know, I was one of those guys. And then even my wife was like, when I married you, I knew I married an actor at heart, not a doctor. So they all kind of saw it coming when it happened. And but ironically, it was me who actually wanted to. I was the one a little bit more nervous to quit than my wife, because I just filmed Knocked Up, but I was very practical about it. I was like, well, you know, I was just a day player in that movie. I don't have any other offer, you know. But all I know, I did come back to work very depressed, because I just hung out with Paul Rudd and Katherine Heigl and Seth Rogen and Adam Scott and Jay Baruchel and Jonah Hill and Jason Segel, like the biggest names in comedy. And so it was like, and Judd Apatow, I was like, and I got to come back to this. It was just hard. It was hard. And it was like, I feel like my wife was like that college coach that told the star athlete, it's time to go pro. Just leave. It's time to leave. And it was so, you know, I quit with really I had no jobs on the horizon. So it was, when I think about it back then, I was like, it was nerve-wracking. I quit a stable 6-figure job that I was tenured. I was a partner and I had for the rest of my life with benefits. And I'm like going into something in your late 30s that chances are you probably won't make. But I did feel like even if I didn't make it, I needed to know. And I would go back to my day job, you know, if I just needed to know. And it was this time to go.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is have fun.
Come on out, Ken. Let's see what's going to have to go on here. All right. Wow. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
I think you're supposed to, can you see it under your outfit?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, sure.
All right. That's really good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We don't have the budget you do over there, so. All right, you have 1 minute to get to act out a series of clues for me. It's like charades, and it's in the honor of the Masked Singer. So you're dressed that way for that reason. Okay. No speaking, just acting out. Mm-hmm. Ready, set, and go. Are you a model? Are you a runway model? Oh, you're gonna limbo under something. Yeah, that's better. Flossing, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. You're gonna strip? Are you a stripper? Hula hooping. Yeah.
Now I've got a very special bonus clip from Ken on the value of teamwork that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. What can you do to have no regrets this week? Number 2, where do you need to stop being selfish? And number 3, how can you have more fun in your business? And if you made it this far in a video and you commit that you're gonna take action, we don't just watch videos here, we do something, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments below, because I want to celebrate you.
The way I view comedy is in many ways like just a great NBA team that just you want to pass the ball. It's all about the team. It's all about the ensemble. You know, it's never about one particular person. So I love that philosophy. Even like the old Bulls with with Phil Jackson in the mid-90s, how yes, they of course they had MJ, but they also had the team.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's the best of it.
If you want to see the top 10 I did on Will Smith, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I want to be valuable to humanity. 40 was cool, 30 was cool, like 50 was like, whoa, man, we need to jump out a helicopter or something.